Why would somebody have such weird tattoos on his neck? Who sneaks into a museum dressed in such bizarre clothes? Maybe they are just insane.
So that is what you think? Somebody is insane because of some tattoos or the way he dresses?
Of course they're not normal. Don't you agree? How many have you seen in your life?
Of course, all this is really strange. Nobody's arguing about that. But you shouldn't underestimate whoever is behind it.
Thanks for your advice. The next time I need to find out something, I'll turn to you.
Sarcasm has never solved anything, brother.
Why would they replace the painting in the first place? It was enough to take it. Why did they put the fake there?
You admit that it was all well planned. They weren't ordinary thieves. Look at it this way. If you hadn't been there, nobody would ever have known about the exchange.
I don't believe it. Perhaps it wouldn't come to light at once, but Ostankovich would never rest until he found out what really happened the night before. I think he knew from the beginning that there was an exchange.
That's a little strange, isn't it?
What is strange? If you think that he's behind it somehow, you must be mad. The only thing he cares about is that stupid award he's to get for protecting the Hermitage. The failure of the security system and tales of strange monks carrying paintings away, that's not exactly going to help him get it, is it?
Of course you're right. But it's important to consider all possibilities.
One more thing occurred to me about the Hermitage robbery. There are far more expensive pieces there. Why didn't he take something more valuable?
A good question. It came to my mind as well. Don't forget, they didn't steal paintings, they replaced them. Whoever did that had to have a really good copy. Perhaps they took those paintings because they happened to have copies for them.
That could be the reason. It's easier to copy certain works,
said the specialist forger.
Very funny. Especially right now, I really need that kind of humor. We're quite lucky we have a place to stay.
Perhaps you should...
I don't get...
Sorry, Max. I don't have computer access at the moment. I've just got an email notification. Do you need something important?
Could you please help me with a problem I have here? I've got an interesting clue, but I don't know who to turn to.
A clue? What clue?
I need to find out the meaning of certain symbols. Quite peculiar symbols.
You're in luck. Not far from Moscow Station, there's a private library. It's right on Zagorodny Prospect. Try talking to the librarian. You shouldn't have a problem if you tell him I sent you.
Great. I knew you'd come up with something.
I'm sorry, my taxi's here. Got to go. Bye for now.
That's done. How about a short walk?
Great. It's time you showed me where to get genuine Russian vodka.
Andrei, we've just sent that poor man to prison. We broke up a little girl's family. How can you think about booze at a time like this?
All the more reason to think about it.
Well, I don't plan on a drinking spree. We're going to a library.
I suppose it beats sitting on my ass at Auntie's place watching Russian television. But we must go out in the evening, promise me that.
All right, if that's what it takes.
Great. Let's get this library business over with. Who's your favorite Russian author, Dostoevsky or Tolstoy? Or do you prefer Gorky?
Andrei, shut up.
What's it like to turn your back on all responsibility, on everybody else, and just look out for number one? Just be careful not to end up like your victims. Remember, you are just one short step away from being behind bars yourself.
It's quite impossible to make a phone call from here. I've got a cell phone. She is undoubtedly waiting for a bus. Judging by her clothes and the designer bag, she's not among St. Petersburg's poorest inhabitants. An advert for a Russian youth magazine. Pop stars, bands, posters. They're the same everywhere. There are some adverts and messages stuck here. Some of the adverts are quite funny, but I can't see anything here that's of interest to me. There are some adverts and messages stuck here.
We're closed. Go away. This isn't a public library.
Max, are you sure this is the right place?
This is the address Lara gave me.
I don't like this place at all. We should get out of here. Can't you feel it? This isn't a library. It's a mausoleum.
Stop trying to scare me, please. You're beginning to sound like Lara's aunt, and it's obvious you have never been to a really old library if you think that way.
Hello? Can you hear me? Go away, please. I'm going to call the police.
I'm sorry to disturb you. I just need to speak to you.
Do what you want. If you need me, I'll be in the lounge. It's not so musty back there. How can anybody work here?
You don't know too many librarians, do you, Andre? They love places like this. He doesn't look very healthy. The library must be his whole world, and he seldom sees the sun. I wouldn't like to end up like that.
You do know this isn't a public library?
My name's Durand, and the guy admiring your collection is my brother. Lara Svedlova recommended you.
Smart girl, Lara. She'll go far. Since she sent you, you're welcome. What can I do for you?
My request may sound somewhat strange.
Then you've come to the right place. This is a somewhat strange library.
What kind of people would have the two symbols drawn here tattooed on their necks? And why?
Let me see them.
Here they are.
They're Mem and Vav. Two Aramaic, or if you prefer, Proto-Hebrew signs.
So they are from the Hebrew alphabet.
Not exactly, my friend. There are corresponding signs in modern Hebrew, but you would only find these particular ones in documents hundreds of years old.
Is there a significance to them?
Hard to say. Mem Vav is a root or a part of a great number of words. You say that someone had them tattooed on their neck? I'll have to find more information. And I've an idea where to start, but I'll need your help.
Sure. What should I do?
A thin book came in just last week, and I think it could have something about this in it. But what was its title? It came among the last books. I dare say last week, but I don't remember its name. Oh, that head of mine. I remember wondering how misleading its title was, seeing such symbols connected to Northern Europe. You should have a look in the book catalogue in the study.
How can I help you with it?
The new books are on the top shelf in the next room. I need you to find it and fetch it. I prefer not to climb so high anymore. Vertigo, you know.
Sure. I'll try. He doesn't look... Which book should it be?
If only I knew. It was a thin volume. It came in the last delivery.
Would you believe it? These books are priceless.
What do you mean?
Are you blind? Do you see those 2 blue volumes over there?
Wait. That's Kipling. Turn of the last century. An expensive item.
It's worth $5,000, maybe $6,000. I think I'll take a look around.
Not right now.
Well, have you found anything?
Maybe we got lucky. The custodian of the collection might be able to help us. But first, I must bring one book to him.
If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same.
Psychoanalysis, Interpretation of Dreams, catalog number C4423212. The most recently added book. However, Freud didn't write about Hebrew signs. A historical treatise on various sects and occult fraternities in Scandinavian countries. Catalog number C4423211. Unitarian document compiled by a Bostonian pastor. Catalog number C4423210. A tract dealing with water baptism ritual. Catalog number C4423209. Antique morality literature. Catalog number C4423208. A critique of church conditions from the first half of the 16th century. Catalog number C4423170. Science and Faith, Pantheism, Atheism, Rationality. Catalog number C4423168. A Discourse of the Bishop of Ely. Catalog number C4423163. A courageous attempt from the 19th century to build bridges between science and faith. Catalog number C4423159. A pivotal historical work on a distinguished Orientalist. Catalog number C4423157. Hyman Hurwitz, The Etymology and Syntax in Continuation of the Elements of the Hebrew Language. A work on Hebrew syntax and etymology. Catalog number C4423162. This book doesn't match what the librarian told me. It won't be the right book. I'd better give this one a good once-over. Now I need to check I've got the right book. Taking a pile of books isn't... Now I need to check... Perhaps this is the book. Is it this one? Could well be. Perhaps this is the book. Bertold Pustinger. Is it this one? Perhaps this is... Hyman Hurwitz. The Etymology and Syntax in Continuation of the Elements of the Hebrew Language. A work on Hebrew syntax and etymology. catalog number C4423162. The left side of the bookcase. Some works are really interesting. Some are historical trash. The left side of the bookcase. Some works. The middle part of the bookcase. The ordering is kind of strange. The right side of the bookcase. Locked ladder catch. I can now climb it safely. I won't disturb the librarian with every book that I get into my hands. I should first check against the book catalog. Dragging the catalog. Inventory. The theme is right, but the book has been here for a while. I'm not sure it's the book I'm waiting for. Perhaps I could ask the librarian.
Is that it? I don't know. I don't think so. Search on.
If I were you, I wouldn't do it. Max, you should be more careful. Do you know how dangerous a fall from such a height could be? Why don't you secure the ladder?
Dragging the catalog. Psychoanalysis. A critique of church conditions from the first. I've been picking up. Perhaps this is. How can I check the information on a book that I know nothing about? I need to find an inventory number. It should be on the book. Perhaps this. Bertold pushed. Ah, looking at the catalog. No, I don't think it's this one. Antique Morality Literature Catalog. This book doesn't match what the librarian told me. It won't be the right book. Every real library has to have a proper ladder. Ideally, it also has such a system of storing books that doesn't make you climb the ladder all the time. The catch for securing the ladder. Is it this one? Could well be. Perhaps this is the book. Sir Monier Williams, Histoire Orientale, catalog number C4423157. This definitely isn't the thing he wants me to fetch. I'd better give this one a go. Perhaps this is the book. John Christopher Stewart, Société Scania. The catalog number is C4423211. That looks promising. Yes, this is definitely the book the librarian talked about. I should hand it over to him.
Is that it? I don't know. I don't think so.
My hair could turn gray in the process. Please look at it carefully. This must be it. The Hebrew doesn't quite fit the Scandinavian countries, but it's thin, and it's one of the last ones recorded in the catalogue.
Show me. You're probably right. Do not let yourself be fooled, my friend. Answers are sometimes hidden in unexpected places. I'll need some time now, and quiet, above all.
I'm sorry, I have an urgent phone call. Yes?
Trust me, you receive a truly divine gift from Max, Lara. Pandora's box is locked now, and you can't find the key. But that will soon change. What will you do with the key when that happens? Will you throw it away?
Cursed Pandora. I've searched the whole database, but I have no results. Maybe I can find something useful in my history books at home. Afterwards, I should relax a bit in the museum garden and get some fresh air to get my thoughts together. My work phone. Maybe later. The key to Lara Svetlova's life savings. If only there was more. I've got other things. Muriel is nice. I don't... As long as... I don't think I... Damien Neville. I like talking. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Never mind, my dear. They'll come back. This is their home now, and everyone comes home sooner or later. And what about you? Are you far from home? Why don't you sit down for a while?
My accent. You can tell, can't you? Yes, I am far from home. Very far.
See? They aren't afraid of you anymore. They know you're with me. Where are you from, then?
I grew up in Petersburg, Russia, and ended up here. At the Interpol headquarters.
Ah, so you are a policewoman, or perhaps a detective. It must be hard work for a young girl far from home.
You think I'm alone? Why? I'm not.
Yes, girl, you are. If you weren't, why would you be wandering through this park and wasting time chatting with an old man? You look tired. Is something worrying you?
Does it show so much?
It's not easy to hide your real feelings.
You're probably right. Yes, I'm trying to find someone, but I'm really just running round in circles.
Why are you looking for him, if I may ask?
If I don't find him, my friend could be in real trouble. I'm looking for someone who identifies himself with the symbol of Pandora's box.
Would that help your friend? How symbolic. Do you know all that was left in it after the woes of the world had been unleashed? One thing. Hope.
It is interesting, but it won't help me much. Do you have any more advice?
Don't lose hope. Hephaestus forged Pandora's box for the gods, and he also had hope. He hoped to be received amongst the gods, despite his physical disability.
He was disabled. I didn't know that. That could help me.
See? Hope dies last.
Thank you so much. An old man, silent, at peace with everything. One of the lonely old people who sit around parks all day.
Did you notice they didn't fly away? They know you are not a threat to them.
Maybe you were right. Maybe I am lonely.
Do you want to talk about it?
Actually, there isn't much to say. I found someone here in Lyon, but it was a big mistake. He needed a mother, not a girlfriend. A babysitter on the phone. Whatever happened to him at work was a big thing, but he wouldn't listen when I talked about my day. The world rotated around him. I really don't need somebody to support me all the time. I just didn't have the strength to solve both our problems.
Shouldn't you be in a cafe with somebody else, not sitting here feeding the pigeons with me?
Me? I don't know.
You know what? Maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe you will never learn to lie.
Listen, who are you?
An admirer of verses and a specialist on people. Florian Pelletier, retired for the time being.
I am Lara.
Nice to meet you, Lara.
I'll devote myself to my feathered friends again for a bit if you don't mind. If you'd like to chat again, I'll be happy to see you. It's turning chilly now. But just a few days ago it was warm enough to sit on a bench in the shade and let yourself be refreshed by drops of water.
You look worried, Lara.
Someone who I care about is in big trouble. Really big trouble.
A new man in your life? Do you live together? I thought you said you were on your own.
I am. Sometimes too much.
Let me guess. You love him, but he doesn't even know.
I'm not sure whether I should go out with him because the situation he is in now is my fault.
Life is too short not to take a few steps on the path that might lead to happiness. Our fate isn't written in the stars, but in ourselves. Shakespeare said that, dear girl.
Well, maybe. When the right time comes. Well, I think I should go now.
I'd like to tell you one more thing. There's a journey ahead of you, Lara, and at its end... just be careful.
What trip? What are you talking about?
We'll discuss that when you come back.
I don't think I want to continue this conversation. A statue of a young woman. I like talk. I don't think I need... No new recordings. It seems that... Maybe I could add a few new entries to the database. Maybe later. A common electric socket. We have the same...
Hello, Lara. How are you doing?
Max, there's nothing I can do. There isn't one reference to Pandora's box in the database.
I must admit I haven't heard of Pandora either. Could it be someone new?
It's not likely, especially not with such a precious painting.
You're right, it's nonsense.
I'm not happy saying this, but this trail could lead nowhere. And how are you doing in Petersburg?
You won't believe it, but Ostankovich has just praised me. I found a cuckoo for him at the Hermitage. Unfortunately, it flew away.
Ostankovich will manage. Am I right in thinking that he won't be needing you anymore?
Unfortunately not. It doesn't look like it.
I'll keep my fingers crossed. Bye.
Right.
Maybe